Welcome back everyone to another Coach Blakers video. Today we're going to be going over decision making. League of Legends is full of a lot of decisions, but a lot of the times decision making doesn't mean exactly what you think it means. So in this video we're going to talk about decision making and what exactly is it? So in this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is decision making and how to improve upon it. Once you get decision making down packed, you'll realize how much easier it is to actually win your games and climb to the goal that you want to reach. So as I said before, League of Legends is full of decisions. Decisions on items, decisions on champions, decisions on what to do, decisions on where to go. It is full of basically yes or no, I will, I won't type of situations. Basically, the better your decision making, the easier it is to climb. So as a little warm up, I'm going to give you a question. And based on your decision making, we'll see if it helps you climb or not. Play hundreds of games and not progress, not climb, not improve, not do anything, but we're just clicking Q. Or go to CoachBlaker.com and get better. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what's coming. If you guys are interested in coaching, CoachBlaker.com is where you want to go. If you guys have never been coached by me, make sure to check out that free coaching. It is going to be going away soon, like I said before. Those of you interested in bootcamp, patreon.com/thecoachapproach. Both links are down below. For those of you feeling stuck or lost or just trapped in your elo, a lot of the times it's something that's very, very simple keeping you trapped there. So again, as I said before, hundreds of games or 30 minutes or an hour session. That decision is yours. So this game has nothing to do with the role, has nothing to do with the champion, okay? Let me preface that right now. It's about decision making as a whole. This will help all roles. I'm just playing ADC because I wanted to play Aphelios, and I thought this might be a very, 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 very good game to teach decision making. A lot of the times decision making isn't really explained. It's just, do you fight, do you not fight? But there's so much more to decision making that especially high elo players don't even tell you. So I'm gonna do my best to help inform you. So in terms of decision making, we're gonna be seeing a lot of this, and especially in lower ranks, but this does happen in every elo. Players expect you to do certain things. So if you're a jungler, you kill 2 or 3 people, you wanna do dragon, well, they expect everybody to rotate. Is that really a wrong expectation? No. It's perfectly fine because, you know, we just got the kills, let's go ahead and do dragon. That's something that usually the whole team decides to do at once. It's not really a decision that you're making on your own. Those decisions are fine. The decisions that we want to take a look at are the decisions that we make as a player, not as a team. She goes in pretty soon. She goes in right now, right? Now, of course, I have no HP, period. But also, it's a Soraka. Also, what's her face, Nilah blocks auto attacks. Aphelios' entire kit is auto attacks. So I am putting stuff in, but she dodges it. And at this point, my support started pinging MIA, and I think she started to type. A lot of players in this elo think that my chat's on when it's really not. If you're a Smurf, usually you don't have your chat on. And if you're a high elo player, usually, you don't have your chat on either. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Having your chat off is like the very, very easiest way to play your games and climb. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Whether or not you believe that, up to you. But I promise you, if you turn your chat off, you'll realize how much easier it is for you to win your games. So I'm pretty sure she's typing. She doesn't just randomly sit there after you ping a bajillion times. So at this point, I already know, like, okay, you're gonna be just one of those type of players. I already muted her pings. I'm not even gonna focus. So let's go ahead and get to the point where decision actually matters. So I know I can't really fight her right now. I know that I can't fight. I'm not even looking for engages. If she engages, good luck. But I already know that I can't do anything. And I already know that my support is this type of player. So my decisions need to be altered based off of that support player. It needs to be changed based off what I want to do. So if this player were to be a very good player that like went in on proper engages and just knew exactly what to do and where to go, my decision making at this point doesn't really matter. It's their decisions to be made, and I'll just follow up because they already proved to me that they can decide for themselves, and I'll just be there. This player has not proven that to me yet, so in that case, my decision has to be on every single play that's ever been made until I see otherwise. Did you follow me? Cool. If you didn't, rewind and you'll get what I said. So the fact that just because she's engaging doesn't mean that I want to go in is a very, very huge play style for me. So she goes in. Again, I'm just treading lightly here. She goes in again. Again, we're in the same situation. We know that she's 6, we're 5. She's trying to do all this extra stuff, and I'm not even trying to get close to that, right? I'll try to do a little something for you, but there's not much I can do. Again, I'm pretty sure she was typing. But realistically, she just hit 6. Soraka hit 6. She's Neela. She's going to hit 6 before us regardless, right? I don't even have the right guns to do anything, really. So, again, this is further cementing that my decisions need to matter more. How can we make this make sense in other roles? Let's say if you're the mid laner and your jungler comes to gank. If they're good at ganking and they always seem to be on point, your decision of following up might not have to be decided every single time. If you know that they're just really good, they'll pop in, you just follow up. Why does it matter? But if your jungler is not good and they come in at really, really inopportune times, you're going to have to decide every single time that they come, should I follow this up? Should I ping them back? Do you see kind of where decision making is a lot more than what meets the eye? There's a lot more to it, and it's influenced by how your team plays. The better your team, the less decisions you need to make. This is why players that tend to play more reactive tend to complain about like their team's not really being that good. That's why they're having a hard time climbing. I'm getting bad games. These are really coin flips. These are the players that tend to not really make decisions. They tend to follow the pack. And when the decisions are very, very poor by that pack, they don't really have a way to get out of that because they're not really the decision makers of the actual game. Follow me? Same thing for top lane. If the jungler decides to come in at an inopportune time, exactly the same thing that we said. Same thing as jungle. If you're invading and you realize your laners aren't rotating on point, you're going to have to decide that you're going to have to pick and choose and decide which points am I really going to invade. If they are good at rotating, you could just walk in there knowing that they're going to rotate anyway. Therefore, you don't really have to pick and choose. You don't have to decide when to go. You can just walk in there. That's pretty much it. Makes sense. So, decision making isn't just what you do. Decision making is also based off the game itself. It's a very, very huge point that you need to really understand when you're deciding to climb, especially to high elo, because the decisions that happen in high elo, if you mess up, you're going to be taken advantage of very, very easily. If you mess up in low elo, you learn. You don't really lose games off of it. Another scenario, my Viego's like going in, and I'm like, bruv, in what world do we win this fight? Again, I'm still level 5. What happens later? I think hit level 6. Oh no, I just baited it out when I seen she was coming. I'm playing the fight well, I'm backing up, I'm getting my kills, put the turret down, and we get double kill. Why? I decided to not go with that guy. I decided to not go with the Leona the first time. I decided, okay, I can commit to this, I'll do my best. I decided that. I decided how I played that fight. I decided every single moment, and this is why Aphelios, in my opinion, is one of the hardest champions in the game, along with the Azir. Like, champions that have to decide how you play every little micro part of that fight is what makes these champions so hard. It's not just, oh, I sit there and auto attack. I have to think about his white, I have to think about his red, I have to think about the next guns coming up, I have to think about, how am I going to play this team fight with these certain guns? Oh, I messed up my guns. Well, how am I going to play the team fight now? It's really, really based off of decisions. The same thing with Azir. Your soldiers here, your soldiers there. How am I going to play this fight? Well, if I move the soldiers there, then I have to think about, okay, what's the decision? Do I go to that soldier or do I walk back away? Like, all these little things help your decision making. And the thing with these hard champions is they're on the fly. If you think about champs like Udyr or Warwick or Ashe or Annie or like I don't know, I'm thinking of a top like Darius. The decisions really aren't that hard. I go in or I don't go in. There are little parts into their fights maybe, but an average player could just pilot the champion by going in, job done. And again, those type of things are what strengthens your decision making. Being able to split second think about what to do versus I'm deciding to go in and out, you get a lot more reps about decision making with those hard champions than you will the easy champions. Does that mean play the hard champions? No, that doesn't mean that. I'm just putting a point out there that there's a lot more decisions you have to make for this. All right, so we have 2 kills. Again, it's my decisions to help with these things. I'm deciding to fight this fight. I already know that we can win this fight. I'm not really like unsure. And again, that wasn't a follow-up on that Leona. I just understood I can win that fight. That had nothing to do with her timing to go in. I just knew I could win it. Period. The thing to be said here is consistency. If I consistently do things like this, if I consistently make my decision making better, if I consistently only act off my decisions based off the game state, I'll be winning a lot more games. And this is how Smurfs end up climbing extremely fast. Because we understand the correct decisions. We understand what our champions can and can't do. We understand what the role is supposed to do and what it's not supposed to do. We understand what's more beneficial, therefore our decision makings are a little bit more accurate than a low elo player would be. And when you are not doing the decisions that those players want you to do, they tend to get upset. They tend to flame. They tend to ping you. And this is why I say I meet chat. If these players knew what to do, they wouldn't be in your elo. So how do they know what to tell you? How do they know what to ping you? They don't understand because they're there with you. Therefore, the odds of them knowing more information about your role in your champion is very, very limited. Personally, so my decision was to just leave. Leona didn't leave, and I decided, okay, well, maybe I can make it work. It is just Soraka and Nilah. That's not really that bad of a dive. And Morgana was on her way too. I come back, but the way that I played this fight is why I ended up dying in the first place. So it was actually a really, really good fight. But remember, my champion is a split-second decision-making champion. Therefore, I kind of have to think on my toes. I should have ulted with red and not white, but I decided to ult with white. Therefore, it made it so that I was extremely low. If I ulted with red, we would have probably been able to kill her. Possibly. I don't know. I don't die there, though. And so, then, based off of that fight, I can tell myself I should have done this differently, because that was my decision to do that. When you're playing champions that are very, very simple, and they don't really have a lot of decisions other than I should fight or I shouldn't fight, it's very hard for you to understand, like, oh, that was my fault. There's no other avenue you could take. Either it was your fault or it wasn't. And if you decided to fight, that's your fault. Whether or not it was right, that was your fault, right? Well, in that instance, I decided to fight, which I feel was correct, but it could have been wrong too. But the way that I played the fight is the real issue. It's not really about yes or no, about the situation itself. It's the way that I played it out. So this guy, he didn't even ping me. I don't know what this guy was thinking. I don't even know why he has Hextech flashes Viego. It's weird. Okay, anyway. So this guy decided, he has hella blades on Viego. That's grief. So this guy decided to Hextech flash over. And I was just like, what? So little situations like that was blatantly obvious, right? It was like, we're not winning this fight. But I do notice, and this is just low elo specifically, I do notice that you guys tend to help your teams in situations like that more often. This is where decision making is important. It's not just about what champ you choose, what rooms you take, what items you take, where you go, if you choose to fight. It's about also understanding, okay, my team's doing this poor. The decisions that I make with my team have to be a little bit more skewed because I don't trust them. Oh, my team is amazing. Well, then I just have to follow along and walk around, and there you go. You know, should I group with my team? Should I not group with my team? Should I flank? Should I not flank? Should I go farm? Should I stay and defend? These are decisions that pop up every single game. And the thing about it is we don't think about those decisions. We just think about the decision making as being, you shouldn't have fought, you should have fought. Maybe you think a little bit more of like, I should rotate, I shouldn't rotate. I should gank, I shouldn't gank. I should roam, I shouldn't roam. That's my decisions. I should invade, I shouldn't invade. That's not how it works. Decisions could be made off of how you're fighting during the fight. Decisions could be made off how you're positioning. Decisions could be made off of which fights in particular do you actually really want to engage on? So it's not really a yes or no, I'll fight. It's just about when I'm going to do it. Does that make sense? So I hope this video helped you. As I said, a decision is not just the simple things. It's the little small things. And if you guys could really, really, really get better at that, you will realize how easy it is to win your games. You will realize how easy it is to climb, because that's basically what it is. You're just deciding the best course of action for the game state. That's all. And if you can do that flawlessly, or we're human, we're not pulling that off flawlessly at all. But if you could do that accurately, you'll start being fed every game. You'll start winning more. It's nuts. I'm saying. If that is something that you do struggle with, if decision making is something that you do struggle with, then I highly recommend you go to CoachBucket.com and book a session. If you guys are still interested in that bootcamp, like I said, it's going to be starting on next month. It's going to be starting next month. Make sure you sign up on Patreon/TheCoachApproach. And yeah, do your thing there. So thank you guys for watching again. I do appreciate it. Until next time, you know what I always say. Thank you for doing what? Approaching this like a coach.